Hello and welcome along to the 2019 Betfred World Snooker Championship. Well, here on Snooker Extra, we focus on Welshman Mark Williams, who 12 months ago rolled back the years to win his third world title.
Right in the heart of the pocket, and the family go berserk. What a match, what a performance. Mark Williams, he was going to give up 4 years ago, but he's now back in the big time.
12 months has just gone like that. It's unbelievable. It feels like just a few months ago I was here, but to come back here is nice. And you know, coming out as defending champion with my kids and my wife there is going to be brilliant. The scoreline is going to be relevant. Obviously, I want to win, but if I don't, it's irrelevant. I'm just going to enjoy everything about it. Last year, if you go over the form book and the way it was playing, I think I was probably one of the favourites to win it, really. Not by the betting, but the season I've had. I put myself one of the favourites to win it. This year, you know, I'm not one of the favourites to win it, and rightly so, but you know, we can still click here as long as the first round or 2 rounds is the hardest ones to win. If you can get past them, then you know your form definitely get better. Brilliant. The 12 months have been brilliant. I can only really remember 6 months of it, but I'm sure the other 6 was great as well.
Cold in here, innit?
I wouldn't change anything for the world. It's been the best times of my life, and if lightning did strike and I win it again, I definitely will not be playing next season. I'll be having a season off.
Well, who knows what Mark Williams will do if he wins again? Well, his second round opponent is 16th seed David Gilbert. Your match commentators are Stephen Hendry and John Parrott.
So, my old friend Mark Williams, defending champion, breaks off the first frame of this second round best of 25 match against David Gilbert, the man with possibly the biggest backswing in the game of snooker.
Well, it's certainly a long backswing, but it didn't get the cue ball anywhere near the baulk area. That's a pretty poor shot to start the match off with. But it's a fascinating matchup with these two. 7 occasions they've played. It's 5-2 to Mark Williams, but the last time they played was an absolute classic. Dave Gilbert looked like winning his first tournament. 9-5 in front. World Open just needed 1 more to win. Couldn't get over the line. Mark Williams hung around and won the last 5 frames to beat him 10-9. So if it's a match like that, we're in for a treat.
It doesn't matter how long you've been around the game. The very first frame of a match like this, it's always nice to get that first solid pot in.
Six.
Someone got under the radar in this year's championship. I mean, it sounds ridiculous when you're current champion of the world, but coming into this championship, people were saying, who do you think will win, and this, that, and the other, and you listen to all people, and no one was really mentioning Mark, which is a bit of a slight considering how good he is. And the good thing with Mark is he won't care what we think. He'll just go out and keep playing and playing well.
There
was a 5-frame stretch commentated on in his first round from 1-0 down to 5-1 up, where he was just awesome. Every department of his game was very sharp. Got a little bit edgy towards the winning line in the night session, but apart from that, it looked pretty sharp.
15.
Yeah, he needed to be sharp as well, right from the ball one with that match, because Martin Gould is certainly one of the better qualifiers to come through. Talented and tough. So Mark Williams knew he had to be at it. In some ways, not a bad thing starting the championship.
22.
I think worse than thinking you've got a nice easy draw and you don't play well and get knocked out. So
23.
he certainly had to concentrate in that match.
Nice angle to go into the bunch here. But it's not really. What's that cue ball to stop? Dear.
Well, already he's played 2
30.
shots using that cushion, and both times he thinks it's come off a little bit rapid. Played a stun before, came up the table a bit further, and that one certainly did. So whether it's just the tablecloth being quicker or cushion's bouncing a little, slightly off.
Well, I don't know if they've got the equipment for them to even get to this shot.
Spider.
I think so, but there's all sorts of stuff needed here to get to this pot. The Spider's just the start.
Yeah, this would be a tough shot if you were relatively close into it, but the fact that he's a long distance away, now he's having to use the extended rest on top of that. Very easy to foul the red that you're queuing over here. Nice try. Of course, you've got to keep at least 1 foot touching the floor, so that would have been a foul. I don't like this shot at all. This is an absolute horror. If he knocks this in and gets position, this will be a shot.
Well, the position will take care of itself if he pots the red. But just getting into view to even see the potting angle. Yeah,
No.
so after all that, he's decided against it.
Thank you. Mark Williams, 30.
And Dave Gilbert will be hoping
Touching
this
ball.
is touching ball. Which it is, so round the angles. Into balk for safety. Talking about Mark Williams with the qualifier with Martin Gould. Well, Dave Gilbert definitely had one of the better players, Joe Perry, who only dropped 5 frames in total qualifying in his 3 matches. So he was in very good form. And Dave did very well to come through that one. He's a very capable and very talented Joe. So that was a good result. Beauty. Excellent clean pot. Just lost the cue ball. But you can't have a go at him for that. That was an absolutely cracking pot.
Mark Williams, 1.
So already, even though he's only 31 points in front, he's in the driving seat in this frame, Mark Williams. Twice across for the escape. into the side of the bunch. Well, I'm saying that, and Dave doesn't think he can sneak past the brown on the angle that he wants. Maybe if he's going to play that, he might have to put a bit of check side on it. Just to narrow the angle up. So it's a change of plan.
Foul and a miss. Mark Williams 4. A little bit more.
Yeah, just important here that the cue ball is exactly where it was beforehand.
Can you bring it up for that? Yeah, please.
This is where it was,
Rate of fractional, so.
and that's where it is now. It's pretty much spot on. But the player will
A
know,
bit more.
in Dave's situation, he knows there's a point on the cushion there where he could hit before.
Okay. Yeah. Mark.
So, try number 2. Plenty of swerve. Yeah, well done.
That's the only problem when you go for a thin clip to the pocket, because you're not playing with a lot of pace. If you do miss the pot, the red hasn't got the pace to come away from that area. So a nice opener here for David Gilbert.
Yeah, that was a lovely controlled way to play it. Many players may have been playing that and going round for blue. That was nicely struck. And there's an example coming around the angles. Dave Gilbert's lost the cue ball as well.
8.
So it's definitely playing a bit livelier.
Yeah, he potted the black in the left-hand side of the pocket as David looks, and that's what made the cue ball go in a wider line. But definitely that black cushion. It did actually start to go in the previous match when Neil Robertson and Sean Murphy go a bit springy.
So, change your plan. Thinks the red in the middle of the cluster of 3 is potable. It's just how can he get the cue ball out?
Nine.
Well, that'll work. Good shot. Nice kiss. Lovely when this red comes back and just kicks the cue ball into grade A position. And what a chance this is.
Thank you. 17.
When he brings the cue back the last time before
24.
delivering the cue to play the shot, and the tip virtually comes off his hand almost. We'll see the next time he has his hand actually on the bed of the table, but the longest backswings I've ever seen. Where's that cue ball going?
25.
That was a dangerous shot, wasn't it? Playing the way he played it. Middle pocket's always been there. Nearly missed that. So consequently the cue ball's run too far. Hit the blue much too thin.
30.
So the last couple of shots not been convincing in this break. And it's so important. I know this is a 3-session match, but just to stamp your authority on it, let your opponent know you're going to score if he makes a mistake. And that was an excellent recovery. Much better than it looked.
You see, watch how far the tip of the cue comes back. Even for that, it was quite a gentle shot. Came back a good distance. Now the only problem with that very long cue action is
38.
the deceleration factor comes in if you don't go through the ball positively. Then you see tip of the cue almost right back to the thumb.
Dave Gilbert, 38.
Poor miss. Looked like he got out of the woods there with his positional play, the one in the middle pocket, but you can't miss those against anybody.
Well, that's exactly what I was talking about. If you decelerate just slightly, that's what happens. You miss the shot thin. That's what David did there.
Well, you can't beat a bit of luck because that was mishit. Played that red much thicker. He was trying to get the cue ball in between yellow and brown and on the ball cushion there. That would have lined up everything. So he's mishit it, got a bit thin, and got a very good second prize. So Mark's come off the cushion with check side. A bit of hit and hope. How's your form? All right.
Touching ball.
That's clever, isn't it? Hit it twice.
A bit of pressure on this one now. Look at the state of the rest of the balls on the table. This could cost him the frame if he misses this. No, it's stroked in. Beautiful shot.
Yep, and that's the advantage of having a long backswing, because you can play shots like that. Minimum of effort. Let the cue do the work. Yep, short in is where sometimes it can be a problem, but for the likes of that shot, it's definitely a strong suit. John Higgins being another example. Somebody who just takes the cue back a long way. He's played 2 shots already in this, that one and a one earlier where he just floated it in. And it's because he's got that longer backswing. Anyway, what he doesn't want to do is miss a red like he did earlier in the frame, because this is definitely a chance to win the opener.
Yeah, that red that he potted at the beginning is a sort of shot that gives you great confidence, because you know it's a pressure
50.
shot, and to hit it as good as that, it makes you feel good. It's kind of like a little test
16.
early on in the match.
So
21.
one of the key shots coming up, just got to make sure you get yourself a nice angle on the blue, just to drop in on that red that's near the pink.
22.
Yep, that's pretty much perfect. Well, played it the other way and couldn't have hit it any
27.
better.
28.
On the other hand, he couldn't have hit that much worse. That was just a stun and he screwed it. And he needed a little stun across to leave an angle just to go straight up for the yellow. Over the line, of course, but want to make sure in the opening frame that your opponent's not coming back trying to chase a couple of snookers.
34.
So it's taken him a couple of goes, but he won't be bothered about that.
Okay. 36.
And Mark Williams will know most definitely, well, he did before it started, that he's in a match, because Dave Gilbert is
39.
massively improved.
$43. $48. $54.
Oh, well
61
played.
in the first round.
Paraded that by
Dave
an excellent opening long red. And Dave Gilbert who makes a clearance of 61, and he takes the opening frame and leads Mark Williams by 1 frame to 0. So Dave Gilbert breaks off in frame 2 after a very interesting opener. And if he does manage to win this match, Dave Gilbert, and knock out the world champion, it'll only be the second time ever he's reached. In fact, just getting second time ever now, just being in the second round, so it'll be the first time he's ever got through to a quarter-final. Once before, he's been in the last 16 match, lost to Neil Robertson. Pretty much a success story. Lost his card early on, Dave. Had to come back and re-qualify. And the last few seasons, he's just been getting better. A couple of finals, as I say, lost in one to Mark, and then lost in the German Masters finals to Karen Wilson. So So he's knocking on the door. Well, Mark thought that was potable. Just not quite thin enough. Not easy by a long chalk. Funny looking tip on his cue as well, Stephen. We're looking at Mark Williams, isn't it? Like some of the other players on that, what type of tip he's playing there. It looks like one, yeah, you can see it there with the.
Looks like if you bought a cue in the high street, wouldn't it? That's the sort of tip that would be on it.
That wasn't particularly close from Dave either.
One. Eight. Nine.
Don't think the red next to the pink goes to the right middle, so play this one in to the right corner. I'll be able to disturb a couple of reds. I don't know, look at that red.
$17.
Yeah, nicely played. Right side of the blue.
Yeah, just managed to nudge one of the reds out into a potable position. Couldn't really play that any harder. If he did and moved a few reds, there's no guarantee on the cue ball there, so to sacrifice that part of it for position.
$22. Mark Williams, 22.
Yeah, did not see that coming. That's pretty much a sitter for Mark Williams. So Dave Gilbert, after his pretty poor effort, is back at the table relatively quickly.
One.
Not really great to go into these. Just having a look down the line. And I mean, I suppose if he hit the red full ball, he might move a few, but not guaranteed this.
Well, surely not left a plant to the right middle.
6.
It's not far away. It's a natural just to screw back for the black as well.
Seven.
Well, it's early on in this match, but Dave Gilbert certainly getting the little rubs that are out there. Getting little runs of the ball that can make all the difference. Certainly one on the last frame. Snooker and Mark behind the brown. That safety shot.
Yeah, good pot there. But no, that's a
14.
nice result there. Going into that pack of reds, not really landing on one and then having a plant. But you get plenty of bad luck while you play this game, so when you get good, make the most of it.
Another springy bounce, this time off the bolt cushion.
$20. 21.
It's important over the next couple of shots here just to make sure he gets a good angle half ball. This is a type of pack that when you go in off the black, you want to be stunning it up into it, not playing the screw shot off
28.
it, just stunning up. Just needs to make sure he gets a nice half ball angle.
29.
Which he nearly got. It's definitely pinging that top cushion. That came off very rapid there. So he had to screw it this time, but it's turned out okay and played it very well.
Yeah, watch the cue ball when it hits the side cushion. It's got extreme left-hand side. Watch the cue ball go up the table to make sure he was on a red.
37.
Great shot. Again, they played that shot and he kind of held his breath when the cue ball went towards the cushion. Players just a little bit uncertain of what's going to happen. But enough open reds.
44.
Comfortably
45.
get the W in this second frame.
$52. $53.
This is good stuff from Dave Gilbert. Mark Williams missing that very simple red next to the pink, which is not like him at all. His opponent showing him he's here to play. Very unlike Mark Williams to miss a shot like that. Now, that was a lovely shot he played a few shots ago into the pack. With the side to flick it up the table. Not an inclination there was
60.
to be putting right hand side. People would be putting it on and he put the opposite side on. Very well played.
$61.
Yep, that was
Dave
definitely
Gilbert,
a kick.
61.
You could hear the sound even from our commentary box. That wasn't normal.
One. Eight.
Can't really be thinking about clearing up from here. Position of the ball is very difficult, but certainly getting himself, well, I was going to say back in the
Mark
frame,
Williams, 8.
but Mr. Red in the middle. Not easy, of course, this one, but thought it was in. Don't know whether it's actually gone safe. Just sneaked up the cushion a bit more than you would have liked if you're Dave Gilbert. That was okay.
1.
So 32 ahead. No heroics with the brown. Just make sure you knock it in and a good safety off the red. But make sure you knock the brown in, Dave. And Mark Williams then needs a snooker. So it's just the one snooker for Mark Williams. We've got to be very careful here. Obviously green being close to the pink. It's going to make that particular ball easy to snooker behind. So you've still got to mind your work.
Dave Gilbert, 5.
But that's very good from Dave. Very good. Push the red up in between yellow and brown here. Lots of left-hand side, check side on the cue ball just to act like a break. Could have played that better. Couldn't have been anywhere near the brown with the red. Can't really play the shot where he screws in behind pink and green here because the middle pocket is actually in the way for the red. So it might hit the jaw, so all he can do is wait for another opportunity to play a containing shot. Still a very dangerous game this for Dave Gilbert. Just the one snooker. Can easily be lost at this level. Yeah, tried to get in behind pink and green there with a little bit of run inside, but it was an easy shot. And he has left the pot for Dave Gilbert. Yep, excellent pot. Those long games in pretty good order. Oh, only perfect. How did he get through there?
3.
Amazing.
Five.
Oh, that's a good shot. Lovely touch.
Eight.
So he looks in very good stroke, there's Dave Gilbert. Striking the ball beautifully. Long games in good order. And looks like
12.
he's going to score when his opponent makes a mistake. In the 22 break, Mark Williams missed a simple red. And since then, the frame has been all Dave Gilbert.
17.
Won't worry about missing the pink.
17 and the front.
So it was Mark Williams who was in early, breaker 22, missed a simple red, and after that was all Dave Gilbert. And he takes a 2-0 lead.
Third frame. Mark Williams to break.
So it's early days in this match, of course. Match played over 3 sessions, but nevertheless, you don't want to be playing catch-up. And Mark Williams, the current world champion, is 2-0 down. Not really got going yet. Just a couple of balls he wouldn't expect to. And Dave Gilbert has capitalised. Yeah, good mid to long range pot there for Mark Williams, but cue ball's just gone slightly. May have an angle on the brown. He's just looking now to see that if he runs through off the brown, off the side cushion, that red on the right hand side of the pack is available, so he must be able to sneak past without hitting the yellow. Didn't even think about using the cushion, so it must have been close to the yellow if he'd put a bit more force into it. So this is a test. If he takes it on, don't think he's got a good angle on it. Well, he is, and we'll soon find out. Absolutely brilliant shot. Brilliant shot. To knock it in is good enough to get the cannon perfectly on the red. Top draw.
$13. $14.
Now again, perfect angle in the black to go into them, but let's see, Mark Williams, he goes about things slightly different to some of the top players. He likes to pick the loose ones off.
21.
Cherry picking the reds.
22.
The bottom red is available to right corner, which will clear one to the left corner.
Yeah, I think he's very much sort of, if you say who else was he like, you'd probably say Marco Fu, typical sort of break builder in the same mould who likes to pick the reds off. Not here this year, Marco didn't qualify, but love watching him break build.
So when he does put this red and it clears the other one to the left corner, if he could get on that low,
30.
he'd be able to pot that and disturb some more reds. I don't know if both reds are available. The 2 reds just away from the bunch.
$37. $38.
Well, you've clearly seen there's another red available to the left corner. The red, obviously in the open towards the left middle pocket. But he's going to start having thoughts in the back of his mind about opening the bunch a little bit.
45. $46.
It won't be off that angle. Looks absolutely dead straight in the black. So unless there's any plants
53.
available, which I don't think there is, needs an angle now. Looks absolutely perfect. To kind of 2 cushions, top spin, right hand side into the side of the bunch. Just didn't get enough top spin on the cue ball. He seemed to stun it. The cue ball went far too close to the corner pocket. You see the top spin didn't take effect until it was too late, really. Just didn't get high enough in the cue ball.
Yeah, if he doesn't play off the red that's up past the blue, it's just a clip to the top cushion. So we could see a little bit of safety. He's surely not looking at the red in the middle pocket, the way he was looking there. He is. Goodness me, what a shot that is. That is fantastic. I mean, how many times would you play that in practice? Probably never. I mean, what a shot that was. Here's a shot maker, the boy. Always has been.
Oh, I forgot to put side on there.
67.
I don't know if this red's potable. Needed a load of right hand side on the cue ball to send it up that end of the table. No, okay.
68.
Again, huffing and puffing at the bounces. In between yellow and brown, left hand side, 2 cushions. Into the 5 reds. Wonderful.
Now, there'll be big breaks in this because there's 2 top-class players. But you'll be hard-pressed to see a better break than this in the entire match. The shots he's played in this to keep it going. Long red dropping in dead weight into the green pocket was good enough. This blue off the 2 angles with run inside was great. The red in the middle pocket next to the pink was obscene.
And the way he played with the rest there is something you shouldn't do in your clubs. later on, because you will fail.
81. 82. 89. 90. 97. 98.
So we've had 40 centuries already in this year's tournament. Get ready for an absolute class number 41, because this has been one of the best centuries made in this year's championship. That is absolutely brilliant. And you deserve every ton up that's in the air, because that was a wonderful break, Mark Williams, and it hasn't finished yet. He's asking about the highest break. It's 141, Mark.
141.
Which you can't beat. And you can't if you miss the red. What an absolutely fantastic century break that was from Mark Williams. He was sensing danger, 2-0 down. Well, there were shots in that were frankly frightening. And what a wonderful break that was. Reduces his deficit. It's 1-2. Not surprised he's taken a bit of time with this one. This spot of bother. And after all that,
And a miss. Dave Gilbert 4.
he didn't hit one at all.
Back. So. Yeah. Can you put it up on the screen for me, please, Leo? Yeah.
So
Fraction forward.
just trying to work out exactly where the cue ball is, because it's very important in this shot. This is where it was,
Cheers, Leo.
and that's what it is. That's pretty much plumb on, but it doesn't make the shot look any better.
Foul. And a miss.
Well,
Dave
there's
Gilbert
two
4.
misses. We had a match the other day with Stuart Bingham. Missed the ball 3 times now. He will get a warning here, because you can see reds both sides, certainly the ones that are down by the pack. So here we go. Been told by the ref, missed this time, he'll forfeit the frame. So I don't think he'll be playing the same shot.
I wouldn't put it past it. Mark Williams to get down and pot a red now.
The red that's behind the black is causing all the problems, because Mark Williams would get down and have a pot, certainly on the one on the left-hand side. But of course he knows if he misses it, he's leaving that red that's behind the black. So that one red is his problem. But he may have to take it on. As I say, he's got to hit a red here or it's a forfeit of a frame. What you don't want to do is miss cue. So there's the red he was forced into. What's he left? Well, there's certainly one in the middle. Don't think the one behind the black is particularly appetising, unless there's an angle I can't see. So it's a chance for Dave Gilbert, red in the middle. Yeah, that's not a great angle for Dave there. Can't get on the black, so one good bit of cueing off the side cushion. And he's got another chance, and these are really nicely spread.
Wow.
Good shot. Excellent. So he was in a lot of trouble there, Mark Williams. Forced into that, but Dave Gilbert's now got an excellent chance after that opening red. But he's just knocked in at least another 4 in open position.
Three. Four.
Yeah, it was well played as well. Lovely touch. A little bit of drag on that. So Dave Gilbert's turn to score. To sit and watch a magnificent century break from Mark Williams in the last frame.
11.
Love to take this one and have a 3-1 lead going into the mid-session interval.
$90. $20.
So just the one loose red available by the blue at the moment. But the beauty of it being there is, of course, once he just drops it in, he's going to have an ideal angle to come back down into this pack. Which way would you be playing, Stephen? Off the blue? Or would you be coming in off the yellow? Or brown?
I think it's a decent target off the blue. Because if you favour the left-hand side of the pink, left half of the pink as we look, there's a red there that's going to stop the cue ball at least going near that left corner pocket.
28.
But full ball into the pink is what we'll be looking for. It's got a lovely angle in the blue. Don't take your eyes off the pot. Well, hit the pink nice and thick. How's your luck? Not
33.
great. You hit the pink fairly well. He's got a red on, but as you can see, 2 reds have gone to the cushion. The pack hasn't really opened.
Okay. 34.
So, good red required to keep the break going here.
41.
I'm a little bit betwixt and between. Probably going to have to take it up into the yellow pocket. Will go in the middle, but position's not great, so probably up into the yellow bag, unless... And there's not a lot of pocket to aim at in the middle, is there? So it was up there, and what a good pot that was. And now, an excellent angle. Just needs a bit of luck after we see that excellent red to keep the break going. Can he just land on a red? Yep, one in the middle. So this is very high quality stuff at the moment from both players. Mark Williams made a century in the last frame from virtually nowhere. Dave Gilbert forced his opponent into a mistake in this one. And he should have been close to winning the frame.
Dave Gilbert,
but I didn't
49.
see that coming. A lot of pressure on that, and it showed. Wasn't particularly close by Mark's standards. Dave Gilbert got away with that unexpected miss. Just taking his time, composing himself. Cue ball cleaned. Knows he's only 2 or 3 balls away from having this frame wrapped up. Looks very straight, the one in the middle. This one behind the black is probably a better ball for position. But only if you pot it. What is occurring here? It's almost as if he hadn't really made his mind up which red to take there. That's 2 chances he let go bagging.
It's the last thing Mark Williams wanted, that black to go with them 2 reds.
Funny thing is, Dave Gilbert's got a cross double with a chance of knocking this in. Red that's over on the left hand side might be making it a big pocket, so he can play across the face of this with safety in mind. Might go very close to the pocket this. No, a bit thicker than he liked. So balls aren't particularly appetising where they are. 57 points to 0 behind. Mark Williams. He'll do well to win this frame. But I wouldn't put it past him. Good shot from Dave, that. Red might be potable, but there's not a full pocket there. Very good pot. Excellent. Now, can he get some reds in play? No. Didn't really have a lot of work on that cue ball there. Bit too straight off the blue. Now, are you thinking about making a plant? It's certainly not on. It's not even anywhere close. But after he made the century in the last frame, I'm not calling any shots he's playing at the moment. I mean, it will pay dividends if it goes in, but what a shot this is to take on, because obviously the black will come into play straight away.
Mark Williams, 6.
No, asking a bit much, even for Mark.
I don't know whether he's maybe even playing the plant. I think he was just looking at where the red was going to go. This is exactly what he was frightened of happening, and it has done. So in the end, you'd have to say it was a poor shot for someone of his tactical nous.
Six.
Red, colour red to secure this frame.
Seven.
Struck that nicely. Just enough angle in the blue to be able to come off the side cushion, pot this red that's over the left corner pocket. Well, it must be tighter than it looks from here. From here it looks like there's plenty of room to get on it.
Well, he's on it, but this is very, very thin. Might look easy on your screens, but take it from me. Needs to hit this with the width of the lottery ticket. Well done. Oh, perfect. The only way you could play position.
As quietly as you can, please. Thank you.
Well,
20.
it's only a mini break, but it's been brilliant so far.
21.
If he cleans up for me, I'll never believe it.
So it's Dave Gilbert that's got the upper hand in the first part of this match.
29.
He's in a commanding position at the moment with 4 frames to play. He knows just one more frame and he'll be at least level going to the second session and can just share the next 4. He's going to have a lead. So even though you think it's a very long match, there's 3 sessions to go, these early frames are very important.
36.
It's never easy when you're chasing the whole match.
37.
Meanwhile, he's doing his very best to make me look daft. Which in truth isn't difficult, but he's playing an unbelievable break here. I mean, the start of this coming to the table, if you'd have said to me he was going to clear up.
44.
Well, there's a chance now. Drops this in onto the black. What a clearance this will be.
Thank you.
It's coming.
45. $52.
Well, it's not there. It was going to be an unbelievable clearance, but it was still enough. And Dave Gilbert's been very impressive in his opening session. He leads the world champion by 3 frames to 1.
One.
Well, he only had the double kiss because he missed the pot. Good job that he met at the right time, wasn't it? That was an excellent pot. It really was. I mean, can't cue much better than that off the cushion. That was superb. And whilst the first red wasn't very good at all, that was excellent.
Eight.
And that was a superb shot. Looked absolutely nothing,
13.
but trust me, the cue to hold the cue ball off the angle there for this loose red was excellent. Very nicely controlled.
Thank you. 14.
Yeah, the work he got on this cue ball here was very good. Just enough to hold the cue ball, but not enough to run into the pack. Really well played.
$20.
Having a slightly bit of a not quite a break at the moment, Dave. Just can't get that cue ball. Might just be able to pot this and screw into the pack and stay on the black. Very good.
21.
Another nicely controlled shot there. A little bit of check side. If he'd have played a natural angle there, he'd have gone close to the bottom red that he's now on. He just checked it off the cushion. Only problem, of course, is black is directly behind its own spot, which is now behind the pink. So the black will
28.
pot, but just makes the break a bit more awkward.
$29. 34. Thank you. 35.
Wasn't certain of having a nice angle in the blue, so deliberately overscrewed the cue ball into the bulk area. There's a red at the top of the bunch available to the left corner, a red at the bottom of the bunch to right corner. It's almost like a practice routine the way the reds are set up in a sort of zigzag, each one covering the next.
Decided on taking the blue here, hasn't he, just because it's guaranteed position. Pot's a bit more difficult, and yes, leaning over,
Yeah,
you can pull it to the near
35.
jaw, which is exactly what he's done. Didn't cue that well at all.
One.
Just a little bit awkward with that pink there, but now the black going in the pink spot
8.
makes things a lot easier. Just play for a little angle here, and
9.
the red to the extreme right of that little bunch. And play a little cannon on that one.
You switch that off, please.
Yeah, I know it's early stages in this match, and he had a 3-1 lead. There's a couple of
15.
little incidents where he's been a bit loose, Dave Gilbert. Red in the middle, and the last frame
16.
certainly wasn't a shot for me to be taken, and he was in there with a really good chance. He knows it himself. He had numerous reds available, and what he should have been on, Mark Williams is now taken care of. So there's no doubt he's playing well. He just needs to have the utmost in concentration. It's not quite there yet.
22. $23.
Going to get through. A choice of cannons here. Could play the red next to the black here, through the gap of the two. This was the other option. He's lovely at those shots. Beautiful touch.
29. $30.
See, just a little dab, almost with a Q-tip. Yeah, it's the way David's playing. It's a strange thing to try and work out if he's playing well or not, because he's making 30s and 40s, and when he looks like get going, then he makes an elementary mistake.
37.
I mean, you can't play brilliantly well every session. That's just not going to happen. But having the ability to hang around. I mean, Mark Williams, aside from that century, the 105, he hasn't been at a 66 as well. He's not been at his riveting best today. He's missed a couple of shots you wouldn't expect. But such is the nature of his match play and his experience. He recognises when his opponent's made a mistake and when to capitalise. And he's doing that again here. But yeah, it's a funny session.
$44. $45.
And that red on the right-hand side cushion is going to be the key ball. No good for a left-hander either, so have to move it at some point.
$50. $51.
That's perfect. So obviously he's just going to leave the red with the rest. going to be 19 points ahead when he gets to this red. He needs that cue ball to run though.
58.
Now he's got a decision.
Massive shot to take on. The way the game's played these days, they generally do. But Mark taking the prudent option. Good to see someone's playing safe these days.
Mark Williams, 58. Foul. The miss. Mark Williams, 4.
Don't think he's left the option of a pot. But whatever happens, he's either going to be put back and be in a snooker, or you bet your bottom dollar he'll be in a snooker after Mark Williams plays this shot.
I mean, it's pretty simple to leave him in a snooker, to stick on it, but he's actually in more trouble as it is. I think I'd prefer to just, to stick him back there, because he'll do well to get out of this and not stick it up. Certainly playing at the pace he's playing at. He doesn't want to play it any firmer because he doesn't want to leave a free ball. But playing it at the slow pace he's playing it at, he'd be very fortunate to get away with it and not leave it on.
Okay. Is it further away? Right, it's fine. It's showing fine on that one. You okay with it? Well, I'll go where you want it. You think it's flowing? Okay. Mark? Yeah, okay.
So, same problem as before. Can he hit it and leave it safe? Good shot. Where it's finished is actually better than a good shot. Not that easy just to get the red up the table. If you stun the red into the cushion, the brown is probably in the way. That's why Mark's leaning over, playing it thin. He did very well to get out of that, Dave Gilbert. I got a shot here just to clip the red onto the side cushion. And to get the snooker back. It's not how we played it like that, but it might have worked out. That's one of those ones that wasn't as played, but might prove to be good. He wanted that red on the side cushion, but didn't get it, but he's got him. So Dave Gilbert's long game has been very good indeed all day. Missed a few when he's been in close for whatever reason. Long pot success is pretty good. Can he find another one, Stephen?
Yeah, 11 out of 13 so far. 85% is excellent. And that's another one right in the middle of the pocket. If the angle's right, he might play yellow here. No, he's playing the black. This is not guaranteed to be perfect on the yellow playing this. He's a bit straighter than I thought.
Yeah, it's just this positional shot now from yellow to green. He's got a big area. As long as he goes to the top side, past the blue. And may play twice across. Yeah, it's twice across. Missed the middle pocket. Perfect. And what a chance for a steal. Looked like winning at the start. Looked like losing it in the middle. This clearance which nearly
13.
went astray on the green.
That was a decel there, definitely. That was not struck with authority, that shot.
$17.
Here's this green. Just doesn't go through positively. That's what happens. You almost miss it thin.
He didn't play the brown brilliantly well either. Left himself a bit more angle on the blue. Should negotiate it. Yeah, well done. Recovery.
22.
So, pink and black for a steal. And a 2-frame lead again.
$28. Can you please be quiet when players are down on the shot, please?
Wow.
Thank you.
He's just finished in no man's land.
Nothing to do with the cue ball. Just knock the black in.
Dave Gilbert, 28.
What a horrible shot he's left Mark Williams. Just off straight. Never really looked like going in that black. It was always thick. But this is the kind of shot Mark Williams floats in dead weight. Wonderful shot. Wonderful shot. There's only really Mark Williams plays it again like that. And he draws level with David Gilbert at 3-3. Two frames to go. Which one of these players could grasp this match, win the last 2 frames and get a lead going into the second session? Well, he's left Mark Williams a free shot up to the far left corner. It's the only red he can leave. He'll be able to play it at such a pace that it will come away from the pocket. If he gets it, he's on the black. If he misses it, shouldn't leave anything really. Well, every now and then you get one of these frames where safety shots are played the opposite end of the table. Mark Williams is able to cover the bunch, and this is when it can slow down. Both players just nudging the cue ball into the bunch.
Yeah, you get all types of frames when you play as a professional. I have to say, this is my least favourite, this one when it happened. Just tip-tapping around the top end until somebody makes a mistake.
You want to play the aggressive shot, you want to play this into the pack and bring the cue ball back to the cushion, which David lined up to do there. But you're never 100% certain where the reds are going to go. But get that cue ball tight in the cushion, whatever you do. It's pretty good. But Mark will just roll in to the reds, closest to the black here, dead weight.
Foul. Miss. Mark Williams foul. From there.
Yeah, foul from Dave there, just touched the cue ball, acknowledged it, so Mark putting him back into bat. Cue ball not tight on the cushion, which makes it easy for Mark Williams just to play the screw shot back here. Now, is that a mistake? As he left Dave Gilbert pot in the middle.
Yeah, the one thing I always say in these types of frames, that whoever does make the first mistake can more often than not be a costly one, because you can see the reds are everywhere. All the colours in the open.
The only thing with this is digging down slightly. Well played.
One.
Very good cueing. He's spotted some excellent long balls today, but he's also been brilliant near the cushion. 2 or 3 pinks earlier on in this match. Really well hit. So what a chance he's got here. Just a matter of maintaining his concentration. That's all it's been today. He's had lots of breaks in the 30s and 40s and broke down.
6.
Just needs to win in one visit, and well, these are very nice. Just takes the pressure off yourself.
7.
If you can do that. As you well know, Mr. Hendry.
Yeah, the only danger in this situation is you relax too much. You think, oh, this is easy. And just keep potting balls. I'm bound to be on something.
14.
You've still got to keep sharp. Still got to, if possible, when you're on a
15.
colour, play for a specific red. Don't get too casual about it, thinking if I pot the ball, put the cue ball in that air, I'm definitely going to be on one. Because all of a sudden you could be on the wrong side of a red.
22. $23. $30. $31.
I'm sure he never played for the pink to the corner. I'm sure he was playing for the blue. But he'll certainly take the pink.
Yeah, at the moment, so many reds available, it's difficult to lose position.
37.
It'll get a little bit more difficult once the reds are all removed off the table, but of course, won't worry, Dave just needs to get up past the 75, 80 number of points. and then he'll have the frame won. That many options on, you can start second guessing yourself. Just
$41.
so he's removing the reds down in the balk area, but he's not scoring a lot of points off those.
45.
Positional shot a few shots ago where he had to play the pink and go down to the balk area. Stopped him getting a lot of points because
46.
of obviously pink, black and blue down here, but at least he's not missing. He's still knocking them in. He's potted a heck of a lot of balls for only 46. Good opportunity now just to screw up the table.
48.
Yeah, and that's a shot. Screw for blue. If you overscrew it, you're on the pink.
$49.
And just stopped in time. Perfect. Good. A bit more in the cue ball there.
54.
The red to the right of the one he's playing is a little bit of a problem.
55.
Yeah, nicely played. So 58 ahead,
62.
7 on. Taking these very well. A brief excursion down in the balk end.
63.
Let's keep the break going. And Mark Williams is attacking the attempt to open the reds. Fell foul. Left Dave Gilbert that red in the middle pocket, which he potted really well. And he's had to sit and watch. So Dave Gilbert's done his job very well in this frame.
70.
Well over the line already. So at least he knows he won't be behind going into the second session. And he's got one more bite of the cherry in the final frame to try and extend that lead. But he's taken these very well. Concentration's come back.
$76.
Very good.
77.
Chance to flick the red out off the side cushion.
$84.
One good pot away here. Maybe making a century. There, very good.
85. 88.
Well, century is not to be. It
In the front.
was an excellent break from David Gilbert, and you'd expect him to win the frame from that visit. The reds are everywhere. But he did take advantage. And now he leads 4-3 with one frame to play.
Thank you. Final frame of this session.
Final frame of this
Dave
opening
Gilbert to
session.
break.
Best of 25. Second round match. It's Mark Williams, the world champion, 3. Dave Gilbert, first time a top seed in the top 16, 4 frames. It's been a fascinating opening session. As to say, both players not at their absolute peak, but it's still been very interesting to watch. Some excellent breaks. Dave Gilbert's had breaks of 61 twice, 52 and an 88. Mark Williams 105, 66 and 58, so not too sloppy on the scoring.
First chance. That awkward little shot that Mark Williams is playing, because you've always got one eye on where the cue ball's going.
Now, just wondering whether Dave Gilbert, he had a look. I don't know whether the black goes in the top right-hand pocket as we're looking. If it does, he'll get down straight away and drop the red in. But I've got a sneaking feeling it's not going. So he's played it across the table and he's hit it beautifully. Good shot. Very nice. Two really lovely shots there. Across the table twice, and that was a really nice little stunt shot just to stagger the cue ball through.
9.
So,
how careless is that? He's left himself straight on the black. And if he can't screw straight back because of that red in the right cushion, that is a shocker he's just played. The simplest of little shots. Just make sure you got an angle in the black. You see his reaction straight away.
And he could have even just dropped that in, couldn't he? Run through. It would have left him half ball, but anyway, he's played it, and that's where he is.
Well, he's rescued the situation with a very good shot. He had to put the black in the right-hand side of the pocket as he looked at it, so that he could miss the red. You see, if he screws back, he puts the black in the middle, he hits that red. And then lots of left-hand side.
Trouble is, he's twixt in between. Not great on the one on the right-hand side. Not great on the one on the left. So, it looks like he's playing the one on the right. Needs a bit of respect.
70.
So, good recovery, back in position. There's some lovely shots at the start of this break. The one before on the black wasn't one of them, but the rest of it's been very nice. Could have done with a touch more there as well.
24.
With the red in the middle.
$25.
So, Does he take the blue in the corner or the middle? He's just scrapping for position at the moment. It looks like it's in the middle. Screwwood side. Well, could play in and out, and that's an excellent shot. Very good.
30.
There's a choice of shots there, but played in the gap, and just the check side took it away from the yellow. Very good.
31.
Just putting his cue on the table there just to see if he stuns this pink. Will he be on the outside red of the cluster?
$37.
So just going to be careful you don't overhit this. Screw the cue ball to the cushion. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, he's put the pink out of commission, but he won't be too worried about that. Mark Williams in the background can just sit and watch this. He's been a spectator the last two frames. Staring a 5-3 deficit
41.
in the face going into the second session of this match.
42.
Yeah, and that shot he played before, Stephen's funny, the way the cluster is, all the reds that are on the extremities are all potable. So it worked out pretty good. I know he knocked the pink slightly safe, but there's at least 3 reds pot in there before he has to move them. Although, as he come the dreaded straight, or just off straight.
Yeah, it's pretty much the worst angle you can have in the black, isn't it? Just off straight high. And that's what forced the miss there. You had to get so much left-hand side on
42.
there. It's just a couple of times he just played careless shots to get on the black and left himself with too much to do. You can see the disgust as he turns away from the table.
Yeah, so the frame is following a pattern that's happened quite a few frames today. He's got 30s or 40s, Dave, and have to see if you can cling on in the frame.
Thank you. 1.
So can the world champion pinch a frame and bring it all level into the second session?
Oh, played that well. Just doesn't want
6.
the angle where his pot's just red and he wants to screw back for the blue and the cue ball's going towards that left middle pocket. I mean, I'd love if possible to get the black back in its spot.
$7.
And that's why he's played for it, and he's absolutely perfect on it. Red available to left corner. So just a matter of stunning the cue ball down below, in between blue and pink.
$14.
Not absolutely ideal on this. Might be playing a little screw shot around the angles, which is what he's done.
15.
Doesn't want straight. Well, that angle we mentioned before with Dave Gilbert, just off straight.
don't know if he's looking. The one second from the left. I don't know if that's available to the left middle. Well, he's played for it.
22.
Or is it the end red? I think it's the second from the left. The one that goes. Both are pretty tight. Well, he's lining up the end one. No. I must admit, that never looked on from me.
Mark
I know
Williams,
there's no Mark's
22.
closer to the action than we are, but that looked tight.
Unfortunately for him, the way it's been played and the pace it's been played at, it's left the red over the middle pocket stuck up. So it wasn't the punishment he thought he was getting there, Dave Gilbert.
Didn't look right to me, Mark Williams. He did say intimate to his followers in the gallery that he felt sick, but it's a bit uncomfortable to me out there at the moment.
1.
That's a nice shot from Dave. Left an angle. Well, I'm saying that. Does anything pot? Outside one does in the middle.
2 cushions. Follow through, left hand side. Oh, he's been very unlucky. He's been absolutely cursed there. He's not on the pot. That is frightening.
So unlucky. I mean, you couldn't hit that any better. You really couldn't. It's 26. Maybe can get at the one at the back, but even if he can do, I don't know how he can pot that and then not hit into the black. For the shot he played before.
Thank you.
Very good indeed. And he just managed to get enough screw into the cue ball to miss the black. So he's one good positional shot away from getting down on those 2 reds. The brown actually was the best ball to get down
9.
onto those 2 reds, but he thought if he screwed off the yellow onto the brown and give him an angle to get down there, but hasn't worked out like that. Well, he's looking at a plant, but there's a massive amount of distance between those 2 reds. So there'll definitely be an element of safety in it. Absolutely fantastic.
10.
So 30 points in the lead. Not really on a colour now, though. So what does he do? That I'd suggest if he can play the green and roll in behind the brown and put the green on the side cushion as well, that won't be the worst shot in the world. So there's the plant he played. Excellent. Come on, Stephen. Give us a safety shot.
I think I'd just be keeping it simple. Try and get tight behind that green. He's obviously going to put the yellow safe now.
Well, I'm going to go the other way. I would have pushed the green onto the red, rolled in behind the brown. Played it that way, but that's fine. Yellow there. I'm going to clear up from that.
Yeah, 30 points in front. Lovely lead with 2 reds left. The way that yellow is now situated.
What a try that was. He tried to flick the yellow out with the red as he cross-doubled it, just to get it back in play.
One.
Excellent pot. He's played a pretty good final frame here, as Dave Gilbert. This for 38 in front with 1 red on. But if he can get position, which he has, that'll save him a lot of aggravation.
I think he probably deserves his lead, David Gilbert, in this session.
9.
There's been good and bad from both players, but I think generally he deserves a 5-3 lead. Pretty worthy of that.
Frame conceded. 9 in the frame. Very good.
Well, David Gilbert will be very happy with his afternoon's work.
Dave.
He leads the defending champion 5 frames to 3 going into the second session.
Well, Dave Gilbert is in the driving seat heading into the second session of this best of 25 frame match. That's it from us here on Snooker Extra. Thanks for your company. We're back at 10 o'clock on BBC Two for more of the same. I'll see you then.